Hi, what's up guys? Welcome back to Spiritual Encounters. So once again you find us deep in the woods around Rivington, looking out and listening for Dogman. We're also along the haunted path, the path that leads from the castle up to through Suicide Woods and up to the old church. So we're going to stop and do a little bit of paranormal along the way. But this area is remote for Dogman sightings and encounters, and we are actually on the banks of the lake. So we've just come back from Crete, and Andy, what happened to us last week?
We nearly died.
Tell everyone what happened to us last week in Crete.
We had a massive, well, not a massive, but well, I suppose it is big, earthquake.
6.4 earth rumble.
I thought I was going off the balcony.
So what happened? Andy was on the balcony and I was in the bedroom sorting things out because we were going out for the day, and everything started rumbling and the furniture started shaking and the bed started shaking, and I'm thinking, it's paranormal, finally, get on the bed now and someone's head's going to swivel around and we're going to start spitting out nails. Did that happen? No. So anyway, we got out of the hotel, we met the party and the Greek lady that was taking the party that day, and she said to us, we've had a 6.4 earthquake under the sea. Because it's under the sea, we were pretty protected and the buildings haven't had any structural damage. But if that earthquake had been on land, then there would have been some cracks in the buildings. And apparently it ran from, and people probably already know about it, and people out there who's been on holiday will all know about it, between Turkey and Santorini, Crete, the Greek islands. There was this almighty earth tremor under the sea a couple of weeks ago. So that's about as exciting as it's been for us for the last couple of weeks.
And if it had gone the wrong way, this channel would have changed completely, because it wouldn't have been us talking to the dead, it would have been the dead talking to us.
Without further commotion,
and if you understand that, you'll understand.
We'll get on and do our part Dogman, part paranormal video here in Rivington Castle and Rivington Forest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so here is where we are, guys, in the middle of Rivington Woods. I'm going to spend a few hours here filming and listening out, because we've had wild campers that come up here at night time reporting sightings of a dogman or some such thing, creature that they cannot understand. So we've set up a little base camp down here where Andy is. Seems the ideal place for us to sit and watch and wait and listen out if we hear anything unusual. There are some people camping up at the castle further along, cooking and stuff, so hopefully, the scent of the meat and stuff might bring whatever creature this is lurking around these particular parts. Has been seen a couple of times now, and somebody saw the tail end of it going through the trees and disappearing. So we're here to just follow up on these local sightings and see if we get anything here tonight. Okay, so Andy's running thermal imager to see if we can pick any figures up in the trees, in the woods.
I mean, there shouldn't be any heat spots around here. There shouldn't be. And if there is,
Yeah, so the owls are coming out now. Can you hear them? So, we're just listening to the owls. And we're just going to listen for any other sounds that we shouldn't be hearing out here. So we're going to talk about different dogman stuff that's been going on in the area. So what stories have you heard, Andy?
It's I mean, down here you've got everything it needs really, because you've got there's the water, you've got deer, and you've got cover. So they've basically got everything they need down here. So it doesn't surprise me that people have seen and heard stuff down here. I mean, so, but it's a well-known area, this whole area, you know, especially if you're just a bit further up, you know, around by the Pinetham.
Yeah, the Pinetham, the fir trees.
Around the bad, yeah, people have heard and seen things that they've...
So maybe a little bit later we need to head on up to the Pinetham and see what we can see and hear up there, but this is at the bottom of Winter Hill, and the other location where we got the dogman activity on the camera was at the other side of Winter Hill at Tockholes. So this whole region, it's literally just hills, lakes. There is one road running through which you can probably hear, but that is like the only way to get in and out of this woods. There's an old castle at one end. There's a path behind us that leads through Suicide Woods and then on up to the old church, where we've done a couple of paranormal shoots already for those people that have watched our older footage. And then you can take the path up to Winter Hill, Rivington Pike and the Pigeon Tower. So we're going to stop and do a little couple of locations tonight, listen out. And if we get to any areas that we think are reputed to be haunted, we'll stop and do a little bit of paranormal as well.
What happens? I mean, yeah, it's a creepy place.
And the owls are coming out now.
The owls are coming out.
I can hear them, so that's always good. Alright, so we've had our fire pit and we've had our soup and we've sat and listened, and now we're going to take a walk through the woods and just have a look about and see if we see or hear anything strange.
The plan is to head off through the woods to Musgrave. That's the plan. So
there is a church at the end of this forest, which we've done paranormal there a couple of times before, and anybody who's interested in this region, if you watch the Rivington Castle videos and the Rivington Church videos, this is all the same woods. It's a vast area, lots of places, lots of spooky old abandoned buildings and things which we've done before. So anything that is titled Rivington, forest, dogman, paranormal, it's all been filmed in this area. So tonight we're going along the lakeside, looking and listening out for what people have described as a dogman type creature, cryptid. And since we already once had an experience ourselves at Tockholes, at the old abandoned hall up there, we're quite happy to do this at night time now, in the summer especially. I think is the best time. More animals around, so if dogman needs food, then I thought that was a deer, then it's a bench. I just caught the silhouette of it there. I thought, was a deer standing there? It's a deer with 4 concrete legs, and it's a deer that's not going to run if we get closer. This here, I thought that was a deer. You know, from down there, I thought, oh look, there's a deer.
I thought it was a deer.
It's a deer that's not going to run. I think if we keep quiet and just walk through and then see what we can hear. Well, there's deer everywhere, isn't there, in the woods? That's why I thought it was, and we see them quite a lot anyway, don't we? Yeah. Well, sometimes, you know, you catch their eye shine. Their eye shine is like bright torches. And we chased it one time, didn't we? And it was a deer. Yeah, because they just stand startled, don't they? So they don't like what you call a deer in the headlights. But a few times, this time of the morning, because it's like getting for 3 o'clock now, you can just see the television mast peeping through the trees back there, sort of red. We're going up there for solstice soon, So we're going to film all of that for you on the tops at night time. Do a little paranormal up there and listen out for strange dogman. But it's like during the day, this is a popular walking area. We don't like coming during the day because we love having the place to ourselves. The only time to get it to yourself is after midnight, and that's when the strange things tend to occur. So we're going to head back and just drop the logs off at the car, and then we're going to follow the path down the other side towards the old church, and then do a little paranormal around that graveyard because we have had activity happening before there. So we're going to make a trip down by the lake on the way to the church.
That's the plan, but you never know.
Plans can change. There's many a time when something else has happened and our plan's got a different route. Alright, so while we're walking along, I'll just give you a little update on what we've been up to lately. So yeah, we took a week out and went to Crete for a week for holidays, just for breather, relaxation, and we're back. So we've got some dogman stuff we want to do this summer. Mostly camping out, that kind of thing, forests. Going to get up to the Lake District, and we're going up to Scotland in a few weeks' time to do, we're going to do Edinburgh and Loch Ness.
With the possibility of some abandoned, because there's quite a lot, we noticed quite a lot when we were driving.
Yeah, we'll see if we can pick up on that whilst we're up there.
Because we were going up to Inverness.
There is a lot of abandoned stuff in Scotland.
It was time really that we didn't have time to stop really.
Well, it was Christmas and we were getting all the way up to Inverness and not stopping, weren't we really? But no, we'll have a road trip, we'll have time on our hands to do a bit more.
And as anybody knows, it's a long drive up there.
Do you remember we saw the Tesco train? It was a Tesco train, just old carriages with Tesco's on, and it was full of their goods. It was coming through the fog at Inverness, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're going to head on up there and hopefully do some Loch Ness stuff. So we're going to drop the stuff off at the car and then we'll catch you on the other side of this lake. So it looks like Andy found a new friend in the woods. So I know you've been looking to find Bigfoot for some time now, Andy. And look what we found here in Rivington Woods.
I found him.
Our very own Bigfoot.
At last.
And anyway, you were talking about, don't forget, tell the viewers about this new loot you're going to go for.
I'll go for this new loot now.
Go on, what's your new loot?
Everybody seems to alert. You know how many people we see today? And from now on, I've got too many layers on tonight. I can't do it tonight.
Just tell us all about it.
Maybe on the next one. I'm going to start walking around with my pants halfway down my backside with my undies showing.
And your label. Don't forget your label.
It's obviously the new look, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If anybody disagrees with it, I'm going to stick a cap in their ass.
But you gotta slide the tracky bottoms down, and you got to have you've got to have your designer label showing. You know the George Asda one. You got to have that showing. Or is it M&S?
George Asda. Autograph at M&S.
Autograph M&S. Oh, what you got to rock that advert, man.
It's actually a collector's item now.
Go on.
M&S autograph from M&S are a collector's item.
So somebody's going to pay good money for your boxes.
I'm not saying that.
Seriously?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that online.
Really?
Online, there are certain websites that pay good money for.
Pay good money for your boxes with your flashing label.
Well, I know I think a lot of myself. But
go on then, do the swagger that you're going to do now in future, flashing your label. That's it. Now, you and Bigfoot together are almost making the same moves. You're both primates.
You know, it's one of them where you have to stick your hand out in front of your pants.
No, where's this going, Andy?
Yeah.
No, where's this going?
I'm just saying here, but my hands are full.
Keep it to Bigfoot.
my hands are covered.
I don't know what you were doing then, and I don't care to know.
Yeah, so it's the new look. So if you ever, since filming me from behind,
there's going to be the label showing.
I'm going to have them halfway down my legs here.
The label's got to be showing.
You know.
But at least we got the Slipknot hoodie off him. So go on, what was the reason why he was wearing the Slipknot hoodie? He said it was continuity.
It was stuck.
It was stuck. It was continuity the last time I asked you.
It was continuity.
All right, so
for anybody, I'm not wearing it anymore.
Wow, look at that, Salem. All right, so we've not found Dogman yet, but we managed to find Ape Man instead. So this is Bigfoot. He isn't doing much for us tonight.
Some people will think there's no...
Is there a resemblance?
Which is which.
They're both primates, I know that much. Makes you think of Neanderthal man, doesn't it? But the thing is, you have to drag your knuckles along the floor as you walk. And talking of walking...
Well, we would have got me trackies round.
So we're going to go down to the lake in a minute. You can drag your knuckles all the way down there and we'll go and carry on looking for Dogman.
I've got my trackies down my backside.
I wonder if Dogman's ever come up here and checked this statue out and wonder what it is. You know, tried to make some sense of it.
Probably working out why the guy's not moving.
But he's like, he's a prophet. I mean, can you imagine if you came through this woods in the middle of the night and didn't know that he was there?
Was it your mother that said that looked like me?
My mum's got a great photograph of her stood with her arms and legs wrapped around this ape. But anyway, that's another story for another time. So yeah, we just had to show you the Rivington Bigfoot before we carry on into the woods. We're going to walk down to the lake now and we're going to carry on with our search for Dogman or any other unusual sounds we might hear down there.
I think we could get that in the back of the car.
Do you want to take him home now? Yeah, I don't see why not. We could get him on the roof.
No.
Do you want to strap him to the roof? If you found a real Bigfoot, that's what they'd do. They'd tie him to the roof, wouldn't they? And they'd inject him to put him to sleep and they'd strap him to the roof of a Land Rover and take him...
If that disappears this week, people are coming for me, aren't they?
Probably. They're coming for you anyway, for a number of reasons. Running red lights, in not just your car, but mine, and parking tickets, and tracking and a tyre hanging off. So people are coming for you anyway, and they saw the Bigfoot ape is just going to add to the list.
Coming from Penelope Pit Stop there?
Yeah, well, you got to get from A to B, you know how it is.
Yeah, I know. But not that.
Yeah, it's handy at a loss for words. That'll be a first. So, we're going to move on now from our Rivington Bigfoot ape. We're going to head down into the woods and along the lake towards the old church. And we're going to look and listen, what I call watch and wait, to see if we get any interesting noises. Follow it up if we do. If not, then we're going to go over to paranormal and do the old church, and then on the way back we can go via Suicide Woods, Suicide Forest, which we've filmed before. That's if Andy hasn't gone to sleep before then. If he goes to sleep, we'll just do it. Me and the rest of you will just go and do the paranormal. You can stop here with the ape, and me and everyone else will go and do the paranormal. Alright, so we're continuing our walk down through the woods, Rivington Woods, heading up to the church. I'm going to do a little bit of paranormal up there because we've had activity there before. We'll listen out en route in case we hear or see anything unusual. But so many people now are having these cryptid sightings.
Do you not remember last when we came down here before and we'd done the we did the church?
Yeah.
And we were going to walk past up through that top bit, didn't we?
Yeah.
And as we'd just gone back to the car and we were just going to walk through, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
And we heard the weirdest noise ever, and we literally legged it back to the car, didn't we?
When was it? Was this last summer?
I think we'd just done the graveyard.
Yeah, I do remember. What did we hear now? Just remind me, because you go to that many places, don't you?
It was hard to say. It was like a it wasn't a normal sound.
Yeah.
Because we were gonna walk back through, and we suddenly went no, and we like.
I do remember hearing something.
I know we were gonna walk through. It was like a screech or something like that.
Was it? Okay, so don't forget we've got nocturnal birds and that, so we need to think.
It was a weird noise.
Yeah, and I think also, foxes do make that screeching noise. Foxes sound like a woman screaming, but we didn't know that back then. But we've since found that out, so I think sometimes we've got to rule out some of these nocturnal sounds as animals that we haven't heard before because they don't come out in the daytime. But definitely that thing at Tockhold was totally something different. That's something I can't explain. And if people are interested in Dogman and Cryptoid, want to look that up, we did Hollinshead Hall, Tockhold's Dogman shoot, done a couple of videos up there, and on one, well, we'd actually gone to do the paranormal, hadn't we, and we picked up these noises that we can't explain. Shocking noises.
What gets me with that is, we've not had one comment or one person say to us, "Oh, it's a dog," and we haven't.
Nowhere was it a dog. It started out like, it sounded to me like two wild dogs fighting, coming along a path and fighting. And then it kind of went off into these sort of like, I'll best describe it as, you know that film American Werewolf in London where he's howling in the tunnels? It sounded like that, didn't it? But there was two. There was one, and then the other, and then one, then the other. And they seemed to be getting closer to one another, and then when they paired up, it stopped. If people want to see and hear that footage, it's Hollinshead Hall, shocking noises at Tockholes, Dogman video. I think we've put two on. We've got an unedited and an edited version out, haven't we? So if anyone's interested in listening to that footage, it's on there. Yeah, it creeped us out that, because we'd actually gone to do a paranormal. We hadn't actually gone to do cryptoid. We'd done a bit of cryptoid and got nothing, so we'd give it up, hadn't we? And then we'd gone to do paranormal on the Hollinshead Abandoned Hall. And I find this is when you get it, innit? When you're not looking.
Yeah, it was. I thought when I listened to it back, it sounded ape-like, and that's what. But I've not heard one person say back to us, "Oh, it's a dog."
Well, no one can, because the people that have listened to it, and the people that I've spoken to that have listened to it, are like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "Well, we don't know." And we've put it out there and asked people to come forward if they can identify it, and you know, any experts in.
Like we said, we only got about 5 minutes of it.
It went on for 20 minutes, didn't it?
It went on for at least another 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, but we knocked the cameras and the lighting off because we were scared then.
Yeah, because we hadn't a clue what we were up against.
We were in the woods like this one, not too far from this one actually, only about 8 miles from here.
But we hadn't, I think because we didn't know where to go.
Yeah, where'd you run?
Where'd you go?
We've had this conversation with other YouTubers. It's like,
where'd you go?
Yeah, if you know, you're walking through these woods now looking for dogman, looking for cryptid. But if something did come along now, did approach us, what would we do? Would it attack us? Do we run? Do we, you know, what exactly are we supposed to do? And we've had this conversation on YouTube many times now about aliens, UFOs, cryptids. There's nothing in place for us as a human race to protect ourselves and be safe against anything that we don't understand, that we might encounter anywhere, at any time of day or night, and anywhere in the world. There's nothing in place.
And I think a lot of it is, people go, it's like with them dog, with that, what we were talking about, them barks at Tockholes, and people, "Oh, you should have carried on filming," and it's like, if you were there at the time, all I'll say is, what would you have done? Because you've got to remember, you're watching it on a film, you're watching it in the comfort of your own. You're not out there in the middle of the night. You're not there in the middle of nowhere on your own, thinking, the only way to get away from this is by going towards it.
Alright, let's walk through the woods and see if we hear anything strange. Because dawn's approaching and I want to go through this woods at night. Nocturnal is best. Let's have a listen. You never know. I mean, alright, we can hear a bit of traffic, the distance on the road there, which is always annoying, but not a lot we can do about that. See if we get any eye shine. But then don't forget there's deer. Deer's eye shine is very, very bright. It's like 2 pinpricks of torchlight. Birds will be getting up soon as well, so we'll hear that. And they could squawk a bit when they're just getting up. Like that, can you hear it? That's birds. Well, there's a lake back there, so we're probably going to hear ducks. So don't be too alarmed if you hear like ducks and maybe geese and stuff soon, because it's dawn in an hour and they're going to be waking up. Yeah, they might think it's daylight. Also look at the trees too, because for any scratches on the trunks or anything like that, because there has been cats, giant cats been seen around Winter Hill. Although nobody's actually said anything personally to me about that. I only get people coming up about Dogman stuff, but there has been, I know, at least 3 sightings of a big black cat, but that's more up on the top of Winter Hill. We're at the bottom of it at the minute, on the top of Winter Hill. There's been a few sightings. Oh, there's a ring there. Do you not want to go and swing in that? Go on. We've got to have a bit of playtime. We've got to have a bit of playtime on our adventures. It'd make great video footage if it does. Go on, Andy, you know you want to. What kind of tyre is it anyway? Go on. Yay! Guess who's celebrating his 60th birthday in August, guys? This big kid here. Oh, we've got to work our way up to... Have you got a limp now? See, I go on it myself, but I can't film and do... Do you want me to get on it and film and swing?
I won't film you.
I don't mind. Whatever you want to do.
Go on, man. You know you want. You just want to get on, don't you?
Go on. Watch this now. It'll come crashing down when I get on it.
That'll make a good film.
It will be a good film.
Make a real good film.
I might get you one leg. You know this is going to end up in disaster. Watch Dogman come now. Dogman comes now. I'm swinging about on this tyre and can't get out.
Any minute now I'm going to have to put this camera down to help her get out.
Yeah, because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to get my leg stuck. Alright, we're out.
And it's going to come back and belt her in the head.
As bad a catastrophe as we thought. Alright. Can I have my torch back, please? Oh, sorry, it's here. I've got it. Yeah, so, right. Let's carry on. So we'll carry on down this path towards the old church. And keep our ears open for any unusual sounds. It's like Blair Witch down here. Especially if you come down in autumn. It just reminds me of Blair Witch. Just needs a little stone house in the middle of it now just to complete the thing, the picture. Or it was made of wood, I think, that one, weren't it, in Blair Witch? With the handprints all over inside on the wall. Well, look, the dawn's breaking through already. Gets dawn at 4 now, doesn't it? And then it goes dark at kind of 10:30. So we're looking at solstice in a couple of weeks. So we're going to do pull an all-nighter for the solstice and do paranormal locations, hotspots, and a bit of Dogman 2 all over Winter Hill. We'll watch the sun go down and we'll watch the sun come up. Alright, so we'll make our way to the church and then just do some paranormal there. Alright, so here we are just approaching Rivington Church. This is the Lich Gate, the entrance. We have had some experiences in here before, haven't we?
Yeah, it was a bit creepy,
So Andy's going to lead the paranormal and we're going to go round and see if we get anything this evening. Yeah. Yeah, so we've had, I think we heard voices, didn't we? Picked voices up last time. We've had some activity on the equipment in here before too, so I'll let Andy do the lead on the paranormal. I'll just film and hold things, if I need to hold things. Yeah, I'm stepping back from the paranormal a little bit right now. I've had some pretty freaky experiences since Christmas. After the Golden Fleece in York in March. I had a big scratch down my hip, didn't I?
Yeah.
Don't know where that come from. And then I think our moods changed a bit, didn't they? And we got a bit worried about that, so we took a break for a little while. And I think when you're using Ouija boards and tarot cards and things like that and doing witchcraft circles, you can sometimes open yourself up to a little bit more negative stuff, and the next minute you know it's getting a hold of you.
Yeah, I think.
And that's when it's time to step back, I think, and just.
To be a bit more careful, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Probably.
But you know, you do stuff and you learn from it, and.
Respectful.
Yeah, definitely
I
respectful.
mean, I'm not saying I've been disrespectful, but I'm just saying sometimes I've pushed a bit too.
Yeah.
You know,
But I think you push because you want like a result, don't you?
yeah, I think sometimes.
Sometimes it can make a problem, can't it?
Why?
Because I think sometimes when nothing's happening, you think, oh well, you know, just go for it and push it out a bit and see we can provoke something, and you forget that the spirit world is all around us, and it's all around us all of the time. We really need to respect those people that have crossed over, because they're us. There are relatives and friends and family, neighbours, people we've worked with that are us. You know, and one day we're going to be on that side, and we want to be spoken to with dignity and respect. There's no reason why anybody should talk to spirit people in a lousy manner. And Andy and I have always tried to be respectful. So we'll have a walk up, and then Andy can decide where he wants to stop to shoot paranormal. The dawn's going to start breaking pretty soon, so you'll get a better view. Are there any spirit people here who would like to make themselves present on camera somehow? So Andy's going to run Spirit Box and see if we can get anyone to talk through there and give us a direct message with their voice.
Anybody wants to talk to us?
Did you want to sit here and run that for a few minutes?
I think.
Or did you want to walk around and run it?
Yeah, well, that's holding on.
You want to walk around and run it? Do you want to sit or walk?
Yeah, we'll sit for a minute and
Alright.
see what anything comes to it.
Yeah. And sometimes I think we've said this before, where if you're walking about, you can get different ones jumping in and out, whereas if you stay stationary in one place, you can just sometimes communicate with just the one spirit, can't you? Right, let's get my bag off and I can sit for a bit, because we've done a fair bit of walking tonight, haven't we? Between us.
Is there anywhere you'd like us to go? Do you remember us from last time?
People. Well, the front door of the church is just behind you, so this will be the main path up, wouldn't it? The people.
What people?
The people.
Do you mean us?
That was a good sentence, but I didn't get any word of it.
What do you mean by the people?
Is there a congregation piling in right now? Help us. I heard help us. Why do you need help?
Why?
My body. My body. Have you crossed over? Did you...
Can you tell us your name and why you're still here?
Recognise you. So they remember us from last time?
Do you recognise me from the last time we came here? We did.
The man in it.
He's thinking. Where do you want us to go? The front or the back? Let me out.
Did that say let me out?
Let me out of where?
Typical. Why did you say typical? Because I pointed the camera away.
They're
Then
like
it's
typical of these people.
really, but that could be just general chit chat, couldn't it? People passing by and general conversation that's being picked up, like residual energy.
How many people are here? Tell me how many people are here. Give me a definite how many people are here.
That's interesting. I just had a facial recognition beside you, just at the back of, like the back on the side of you.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
Well, they only pick up a square on here when it's a face, like yours comes up, but the second one come up behind you.
Can you tell me how... Oh, I'm going off like mad there.
Is the EMF there?
The EMF is going off like mad there.
So I just picked up a little square behind you, which means another face. Yeah.
It was going there.
So it was right behind you.
Are you right behind me?
Somebody, I think, was peeping over your shoulder to see what you was doing.
Can you tell me your name?
That's a be patient.
It's gone crazy.
Out of Genesis. I heard out of Genesis. That's the first book in the Bible.
Somebody's here.
Yeah, someone is. Yeah, well, I did pick up a square facial recognition right behind your head.
What's your name? If you stood here, don't be shy. We're not here to hurt you or harm you.
Are you a priest? Flash the lights if you're a priest. Or a vicar. A vicar.
You're a vicar?
That's why it said Book of Genesis. Did you not hear it through there? It said the Book of Genesis.
We're not here to put any disrespect.
We're only here to talk to you.
Honestly.
Yeah, so it must be a vicar who used to work here then. Or used to be his parish. What's your name? I'm Alison and this is Andy.
What's your name? Can you tell us your name? Please.
This time. What about this time? Are we going to be made welcome this time?
Like I said, we're not here to cause you any disrespect or any harm. If you're not happy with us being here, if you ask us to leave, we'll leave. So we don't disrespect you. If you want us to leave, you have to say leave quite clearly. If you want us to leave, can you say leave clearly? Who are we talking to?
Is the vicar still here? Flash the lights if you're still here. Are you protecting your church?
I'm not here to cause any harm or anything like that, or anything disrespectful. Don't get the wrong idea. We're just here. It's a lovely place, and we're just curious of what happens to people when they leave this earth. Leave this plane. Is there anything you want to say to us?
I think we'll move around the other side and try something out. Alright, so we've got Spirit Talker on now. I'm going to walk through the graveyard and see if we get any messages.
I get the feeling there's some gentle old guy, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Could you give us your name, please, through the Spirit Talker?
Speak through this device I've got in my hand. You can talk to us. We'll get the feeling that you're quite a gentle man, and I think you're quite welcoming to people of different religions. I just get that feeling that I think you're more inquisitive. Am I right with that? Because I've been here before, you know we don't mean any disrespect or any harm. I wouldn't do that, we wouldn't do that. You know, we may not believe in the same things, but we all want the same things, don't we?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I'm not here to cause you any disrespect. I'm not here for that. just thank you for making yourself known. Really appreciate it.
That's me, that crunching leaves. These are the really old gravestones back here.
Very nice.
Really old.
Churchyard. Yeah, very nice.
These are the creepy ass ones, aren't they? Like, that looks like Carrie's grave. Just imagine a hand coming out of there now.
One came out of there,
You know, like Carrie, where her hand comes
Yes,
out
sir.
at the end.
Oh, thank you. You don't have to call me sir.
Did it say sir?
Yes, sir.
Really?
That's it.
And what did you say about a hand coming out? And it said yes, sir. I hope it's someone with a sense of humour.
Are you a child? Are you a child? Because it's only a child. That's the sort of thing, sort of Victorian era child would call you.
Yeah,
yes, sir, because
maybe.
he would always speak. Are you a child? You've no need to be afraid. It was you who's talked to us. Can you tell us your name? Can you tell us your name? Be nice if you could. You want us to go carry on further around the corner? Okay. You're grading, sure you are. Can you tell us which one it is?
It gets quickly overgrown in summer, doesn't it?
I have bad memories.
Really? I have bad memories.
What was this building in front of me? I know it's probably a storage thing now, but what was it originally, this building? No need to be afraid.
Smoke.
Smoke. There was a smoke that used to come out here.
Torture.
Saw torture.
What did it say?
Saw torture.
Saw torture? That's a weird thing.
Smoke.
What are you talking about, saw torture?
Could it be saw torture? Not
Oh,
as in
yeah,
saw
maybe.
torture.
Yeah.
Smoke. Saw torture.
That sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? What do you mean? Explain some more, please.
Did you mean you saw somebody being harmed? Saw torture.
What did you see?
What? It's not too bad a memory. Can you tell us what you saw? What happened? Would you like us to move away from this building?
Are there any spirit people here who would like to come forward and make themselves seen or heard on camera? Like you've managed to do before? Alright, so we're running the micrometer, which scans and picks up voices. And then we should be able to hear if any spirit people are trying to talk to us. It's a good time to film this because it's dawn, so you've got some light, but it's still creepy.
Anybody here who'd like to speak to us? Are there any spirits here? Any spirits here who'd like to talk to us? 90? There's 90 spirits here.
Might be his age. You said you felt an old man following you around, a gentle old man, you said.
Is that how you were when you died? 90?
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is. Is there anybody to be afraid of round here in this churchyard?
I know they did a bad thing.
Who did a bad thing? Who did a bad thing? Who did a bad thing?
Was it at the school across the road?
Did a bad thing happen at the school?
I'm just thinking with torture, we got tortured, didn't we? And they got caned and stuff like that.
Jacob.
Oh, that's a name. Hello, Jacob.
Is that your
Please
name?
come forward.
Are you the vicar or are you a child? Can you tell us whether you're a child or a man? Please.
Creepy clown.
Creepy clown.
Oh,
No, that's the lunatic asylum. That ain't for this place.
oh, I don't,
No. We've done the creepy clown.
oh, I don't want to be
We've had all of that.
Sad and depressed.
sad and depressed.
Yeah, this sounds like someone with mental health issues, doesn't it? Creepy clown and sad and depressed. I'm wondering if someone did end up in an asylum like Ridgely and there was, you know,
It's not very
distant
nice.
screams.
It's not very nice round here, actually.
We always get a bad feel around this side. It happened the last time we were down here. Because remember we did solo vigils the last time we were in here.
Oh God, look at that.
Yeah, I know, it looks like it's a vampire's grave and it's a hand gonna crawl out of there with a big jewelled ring on it.
I remember that, it freaked me out when I was at it.
Yeah, because we did lone vigils last time, do you remember? You went round the church, then I went round.
Oh God.
Yeah, there is some creepy out. That's what I like about English graveyards. They're so old and there's some real vampire stuff going on. And these are natural, these graves. I mean, they're like movie sets, but really,
To be afraid of.
all them Hammer films from the 1970s were filmed in Highgate, weren't they, in London, where we've been a few times and done a few shoots already.
I mean, that's creeping up during the
So these
day.
graves that look like this, it's purely natural here in England. It's this is just how they become because of the damp. We get a lot of damp, obviously, and moss, and so the graves turn quickly into these like horror film type. I had a feeling someone was stood over there then.
The vicar.
I don't know why, I just thought someone was standing. I thought it might have been that crucifix that caught my eye, but I had a feeling someone, yeah, I think it was the cross actually. I think it just looked like someone for a minute. There's a black cross there, can you see it? I'll just show you that there. I think it was that, and I thought it was a person stood. I think it was that. So there were some creepy messages, weren't there? Creepy clown. And sad and depressed.
Right.
Maybe they bought her the creepy clown to cheer her up. You know, like porcelain clowns from the Victorian era were pretty creepy anyway, and all them dolls with porcelain faces. It's quite scary for kids, I think.
Can I see you on this gravel path? Can you walk up this gravel path? Can I hear you? Walk up this path, son. Alice.
That'll be a name.
Alice.
There's a popular
Alice.
name that back in there.
Alice?
Alice? Who's it? It's Alice. No, we said we weren't going to be disrespectful in graveyards anymore. They could say it about me, couldn't they? Alison? Who's it? It's Alison.
Can you walk up this gravel path? Can I hear your footsteps on this gravel path? You walk up this gravel path, you'll make me jump. Keep me in your thoughts.
Is that what it says, really? Does that come through? You're always in our thoughts when we come up here.
Do you know us? We've had Alice quite a few times.
Yeah, but it was a popular name though. Everyone was called Alice back then. Yeah, but I think it's just Alice is a
We
popular
hate
name.
you.
We hate... Why? Why do you hate us?
Why do you hate
Because we do paranormal in the graveyard.
Why do you hate us?
We're just coming to talk to you. It sounds like it's probably going to be quite a religious person, doesn't it, if they hate us.
Why
They don't like us doing
to
stuff
do
like
you any
this.
harm?
Yeah, but not everyone likes it, do
It's
they?
not here to do you any harm. I'm not disrespecting anybody or anything in here. I'm not here to damage anything.
Are any of our Pendle witches present right now? Can I just ask? I'm just thinking with us getting torture and getting Alice and getting We Hate You, there might be a little element of the Pendle witches coming through. Pendle's only about, what, 15 miles from here, isn't it? It's practically on our doorstep.
Yeah. Is there anywhere you wanted to go?
I can show you the steeple now the sun's come up. Please come forward and try and speak on the camera like we've heard you in the past. Sometimes you're able to do that. When we get down the bottom end here, all these graves are crucifix shaped and it's quite creepy really. But we have had bad messages through here before. And it's always where Andy stood there where we get the bad messages. I think he's running a SLS camera right now, so we can see if there's any figures standing in this graveyard apart from me and Andy that shouldn't be here. It's about 4 AM now, so we should still have the place to ourselves. Oh god, juggling all the torches. Juggling too many torches. That's what they meant when he said creepy clown. Paranormal's juggling all the torches. Yeah, so talking of creepy clown, we're not able to go back to Ridgely at Lancaster because they've put way too many barriers around it now. The police have put cameras up and looks like we're not able to get in there at the present minute anyway. We checked it out and it's not possible. So hopefully, you know, at some point this year we will try and get back in it.
Yeah, I think so. Do you know, I think I'll go back to that bench and I'm going to try and do an EVP on there.
Alright, yeah, whatever you want. You're leading paranormal from now on.
Yeah, I think I'll do an EVP. I think I'll do an EVP down there.
Alright. Oh look, the EMF's going again.
Well, I've nothing else.
But when I go up with the camera, it stops. How many times does that happen?
Do you know
think it'll be the other way around, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, but that debunks a lot of things, doesn't it?
Well, it flashes and then when I go up with the camera, it stops.
Yeah.
It did it the other week at Cannock Chase. The same thing.
But if you think about it, what people say, it should be the other way around. It should go off when you go near it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so what are you going to do? An EVP?
I'm going to do an EVP here.
Alright, so I'll keep quiet then while you're on that.
Let's see if he wants to talk to us.
Yeah. Alright, I'll keep quiet.
Oh.
Yeah, see it's going. Yeah, it's flashing again, that. I'll sort this I'll switch the camera off then.
If you were the vicar or gentleman who came close before, can you tell us your name? And why you're still here? Were you the vicar of this church? And is there anything you want to say to us? Could you tell us your name? I'm Andy, this is Alison. Don't mean any disrespect or any harm. You obviously loved this place, and obviously it was a big part of your life. Is that why you stay here? Do you stay here to protect it? Protect the people who come here? If you were the vicar or gentleman who came close before, can you tell us your name? And why you're still here? Were you the vicar of this church? Is there anything you want to say to us?
Was that a whistle? That was a whistle, wasn't it? That's quite a sharp whistle. It wasn't a bird whistle, it was just like a proper whistle.
Were you the vicar of this church? Is there anything you want to say to us?
That's a definite whistle, that. It's not a bird.
That's not the bird.
It's a proper whistle, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Could you tell us your name? I'm Andy. This is Alison. Don't mean any disrespect or any harm. You obviously loved this place, and obviously it was a big part of your life. Is that why you stayed here? You stay here to protect it? Protect the people who come here?
Yeah, that was a definite whistle, wasn't
Definite
it?
whistle, yeah.
Well, we've had whistles before. Do you remember that time at Smithers when we left that running on the windowsill and went round to the side, and when we came and picked it up,
Yep,
there was whistling on that too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it was a night watchman or something.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's interesting because, see, this is the thing about paranormal, guys. Sometimes they'll communicate in other ways. You know, it isn't just like voices. It can be a whistle or, you know, a sing-songy voice or anything like that.
You know.
Oh God, yeah. They're both going mad. Cat ball going. No, they both stopped at the same time. They both went at the same time and they both stopped at the same time. So
Can
something
you do
was...
that again?
Who's standing right there? Please come back.
Come on. You know we're not here.
Who was whistling then? Come close to us again. Who are you, please? Is it Jacob? Flash the lights if it's you, Jacob. I'll flash the lights if it's the vicar. Did it flicker then?
That's
But you know, they were both going off at the same time and they both stopped at the same time. So that signifies a presence, doesn't it?
Can you do that again? You know they won't harm you.
If it was you that whistled, flash both of the devices together, please. See, whoever it was might have come close and they might have stepped away now. But they was there then.
Yeah.
Somebody has been standing intermittently there because before we got the facial recognition on here, which I couldn't show because it's on this side of the camera.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were going off together at the same time then.
Yeah, yeah, they were.
And they both stopped at the same time.
I might try another one of these actually.
Yeah. Would you like to speak to us, please, into this handheld device?
And if you want to set either of them two off by 8, you're the one who set the lights off. Flashing. Can you do that again? Be ever so grateful if you could set off the lights on the EMF meter and set off the cat ball. And let us hear your voice on this device into this red light, we will go and we'll leave you in peace.
Flashing. EMF meter.
Can you set off the other light?
Thank you for that, Spirit. That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
If you come close to this red light in my hand, I can hear your voice. Can you tell us your name? You're the one who set the lights off. Flashing. Can you do that again? Be ever so grateful if you could set off the lights on the EMF meter and set off the cat ball. And let us hear your voice on this device into this red light. We will go and we'll leave you in peace. Can you set off the other light?
Thank you for that, Spirit. That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
If you come close to this red light in my hand, I can hear your voice. Can you tell us your name?
Did you hear something? What did you hear?
In my hand, I can hear your voice. What a shouting. Can you tell us your name?
I could hear something faintly, but I think we need to get out of this bird sound and hear it properly then.
Voice. Sounds like voices in the background. Can you tell us your name? Yeah, there's voices.
Really?
Yeah.
So what we need to do when we get back to the car is play it again and let's listen, because we'll get away from... There's a lot of birds around here because of the church and the trees and stuff. Back there it might be quieter.
I'm going to leave you in peace now. If you can flash that again to say goodbye, that'd be really nice of you.
And what we'll do is we'll walk along the path... Oh, look, oh, is it you?
I wouldn't do
Right.
that.
We'll walk along, going back. We'll walk along Suicide Forest path path going back where there have been numerous suicides and lots of benches and sort of grave markings and things. And because we have picked stuff up on the camera down there before, we've picked up like a mist and stuff, so dawn's a good time and dusk is a good time. So we're going to walk back that way, roll camera and see if we can get anything down that path. Okay. Alright, so we're just about to set off down the path, which is what we call Suicide Woods. Andy's going to run Spirit Talker on the phone and also the EMF meter to see if we get any activity down here. We have in the past caught a mist. In fact, I'll tell you what happened one time when we walked down here, going back about 15 years before we started to do paranormal on film, really. We were walking down here and a lady came up and her dog was sort of growling and barking and, you know, like bowing down and refusing to come up the path, and she said to us, I don't know what's wrong with him, he won't come up here at all, there's literally nothing, and I don't know, there's no other dogs and I don't know why he won't come up here. Dog wouldn't come up here at all. And as we carried on, Andy and I, we filmed a mist going across the screen.
Yeah, we did.
Didn't we? Do you remember that?
That was sort of one of the first things we've ever...
We just picked up the phone and filmed it. We didn't really have a camera or anything back then. We're going back like 15 years now, so we hadn't really... We were interested in the paranormal, but we hadn't really started filming anything as such, had we?
1970s.
1970s. Now this bench, look at this bench now, it's all corroded. This bench was somebody's bench. This bench had 2 names on it at one time.
Yeah.
But I think they were 1990s suicides as far as I know. And I believe it was this tree because there used to be names nailed into the tree in brass. Now this is all kids this playing. This is not...
Me.
The man scares you. What man? These pieces of wood propped up like this are not anything to do with cryptoid or Bigfoot dens or anything. They have a sort of summer camp down here for kids, and they come down and play in the summer and build stuff, brownies and scouts and all that. So this is why we've got these. So that's definitely not anything unusual. I know in the wilds of America that would be classed as like a Bigfoot thing, and it probably would be.
Yeah, but no, it's...
But then, think about it though, right? Kids playing, and they're building like this kind of structure. Bigfoot also builds that kind of structure. So it just makes you think, doesn't it? It's an animal thing to do, to build dens. It's just, if you think about it, from being a caveman really, going back that far, Neanderthals, they built caves to live in and dens to shelter. So it's a natural thing, children playing to build dens for shelter, and for Bigfoots and other creatures to build dens.
We all did it as kids though, didn't we?
Yeah, we always had dens.
We exercise you. We exercise you.
As in doing aerobics, or as in like you're possessed?
Exercise as in exorcism.
I wonder if that's something to do with... I wonder if they had a blessing at this bench here to release these spirits. Because they do that sometimes. If there's a suicide area, some people will come down and release those spirits.
Do you know that's possible?
Do you want to go back to the bench? All I know is, because we used to come down this way a lot, there were 2 names on that bench, 2 suicides, brothers actually, one after the other, 5 years in between. I think it was like one and then the other.
Please run now.
Run where? Why should we run?
What are we running from?
Why do we need to run?
Why do we need to run?
Well, it was that tree because the names were nailed into that tree and the same names were on that bench.
Burned.
Burned? Who are we talking to, please? Can you give us your name? What era did you come from? Well, we got 1970s, didn't we?
1970s burned. Is there a fire here?
Or maybe it was someone who was in a fire, or maybe it was... Let's just carry on down the path.
Gun? Easy.
That sounds like...
This is dark. This is darkness.
Do you want to go back if it's someone... One of these guys died in Blackpool. I know that, because they had a little bit of information on the bench before it corroded and rotted away. One brother took his life in the 90s, and then the other brother died in Blackpool 5 years later, but it doesn't say whether it was a suicide or whatever it was, but the names are gone off here now.
So it could have been a house fire.
One was a suicide, I know that, and then it was this particular tree, that's why they put it... But the other one died in Blackpool.
One could have died suicide, shot himself,
Maybe.
and the other one could have burned in a house fire. Or
Well, one was actually in this tree, the suicide. That's why they put the bench and that's why they nailed the name into the tree. So one of them.
oh,
What?
I don't normally get words like that coming.
Shit. Yeah, we know because it was in the news, the local news. So what happened was he hung himself here. The family put the bench with the name on there, and they also pinned his name into the tree there, a brass plate. But then 5 years later, the brother died in Blackpool. But I don't know whether the brother was a suicide or whether the brother died in Blackpool.
Why are you saying that to us?
Do you know what? I swear to God, I've just seen a black figure standing and it disappeared
I like you.
up there. It looked like a shape of a man. I've got a feeling. I don't think it was a real person. You know, at the top up there, it was like a man standing, just a black silhouette, and then it just vanished. I'm wondering if
Graveyards hide secrets.
graveyard. We've just been in the graveyard.
Been in the graveyard.
We've just been in the graveyard. I don't think it was a person. I think it was a spirit. I think it was It's not there now. It was just a black shape of a silhouette of a man standing watching us.
Just here.
At the top where the big tree is.
Yeah.
I'll just zoom in exactly where, right up there where that creepy big tree is.
Did we just see you?
There, where that arch is, it was like standing there. It made me jump that. I might have even caught it on camera, but I don't know, it was a little bit far away. It was like just a black figure, like a black silhouette of a man standing like that. And it's when we were asking these questions and talking here. Now, if no one comes down that path there now, then that was something paranormal because it's too early, I think, for people to be up and about walking yet. On a Sunday, anyway.
You'd hear them now.
I'm wondering if it's... Did you see something? Maybe it's a trick of the light.
No, it's not.
Is there someone there?
No, there's nobody there. I'm trying to recreate what I've just seen.
What did you just see?
I thought I saw somebody go. Do you know that big tree?
Yeah, the big tree.
That big tree.
The church.
Behind it.
Well, that's another church.
Yeah.
See, this is all related to the grave and the church. We've just come from there.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Did something step behind the tree?
It's like past the tree and went that way.
What, walking?
But did it? How can I explain it? It was that it sort of went to go past the tree and then went. That's what I'm trying to.
Well, I saw it. It was like a silhouette of a man standing, just standing. And I felt like it was someone watching us, but I think it didn't feel like a person, do you know what I mean? Like a human being person.
It's like somebody went to go past the tree and then got wood. Do you know, there's the two trees next
Do you want to
to
have a
it.
walk up there and see if there's anybody about? Because
on the left-hand side of it.
I definitely saw a man standing.
Because I'm trying to work out.
Oh shit. See, this is because I'm freaking out. But the thing is, we've just had two messages relating to the graveyard and the church.
Graveyard has secrets.
Graveyards hold secrets and the church, so that's where we've just come from. So maybe whatever spirits followed us down, you know, just to make sure that we're going and stuff.
No, there's nothing.
Right, so where that...
There's nothing that could have done what I've just seen.
Well, there was a silhouette of a man standing. I caught a glimpse of it and it quickly went.
Charles. Is your name Charles?
Maybe there is a man, maybe it's the ghost of a man then. Charles.
Spectre.
Eh?
Spectre.
Really? So it was a ghost then, I'm sure. Right there. Because this is the path, Luke. It was like where that tree is over there. That's where I saw it. It just looked like a silhouette over there where that tree is. It was a silhouette of a man just standing.
Yeah, and it's all thick scrub, so nobody...
There's nobody up here at all. But I saw that clear as day, but then it just quickly went.
It's not a footpath, so nobody...
And I jumped because I thought, what was that? What did I see then?
But it was though somebody personally went past the tree and then went. And I thought, was it just me, my eyes? So I went back in the end to try and sort of figure out what it was, whether it was sort of, I was just moved.
A doorway is open.
Really? A doorway's open. What doorway? A doorway to what?
Doorway to what? What doorway is open? You know, it's funny, I wasn't getting a lot through this.
I want to walk up. There's something moving back there. No, it might be an animal. But that was a man, a silhouette standing. What I saw. But I've just seen something moving at further back, and it might be a deer or something, but have a look.
What I saw wasn't a deer.
Let's just have a look up because... I mean, what if we're going into Dogman territory? There is a small footpath up here. Never know, dear. Could encounter something. It's sticking off.
It's like fence there.
So that's the back end of someone's lawn, is it?
So it's like it goes up. Can you have a puppy?
No. Oh, weird that. I definitely saw the silhouette of a man. Let's go back to the suicide path. Okay, so we're back on the suicide path again now, but we're freaking out a little bit because the spirit talk has just been randomly spitting out different names. We've had Mavis, we've had Bellatrix.
If anybody knows what that means, Bellatrix, could they let us know? Comment below. I have no idea. It said, I am Bellatrix. I have no idea. I've never heard that before. Yeah, but we both... Alison saw a figure up there like a man stood there. And then I saw somebody, like a figure, pass from behind the tree, but not go straight across. And I tried to move about to see whether I could recreate that, and whether it was just something I would caught the tree, or caught the light, or caught something like that. And no. We've just had a walk up, and there's no... It's not a footpath.
No. Well, I saw a silhouette of a man standing, 100%. I saw that 100%.
No,
I saw that.
I'm only a child.
Right, so there seem to be different spirits jumping in and out here, but then we got that message that there is a doorway open, so I'm wondering if there's some kind of a portal around here that could let spirits in and out, because you know sometimes when you get lots of spirits piling in at once,
Yeah.
it usually is some kind of a portal,
I've
in it?
just got a feeling that maybe something was trying to get us off this path.
Maybe. Let's just carry on down the path anyway, because there's other benches down here as well.
Another way, yeah.
There's been several deaths in this woods, suicides particularly.
Really spitting out words, you know, when we were in that graveyard, it was saying stuff, but it wasn't a lot.
But when we come out of the graveyard,
Much.
we got the great church graveyard holds secrets and the church, didn't we?
Oblivion.
Alright, you're welcome to come forward now and show yourself on camera as a mist if you can, or an orb.
This is what I say about when you're doing this sort of thing. Sometimes where you expect to get it, you don't, and then you put her along here, you think, yeah, we're not going to get much. And it goes bananas and you get unbelievable stuff.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, isn't it? I mean,
Do you understand?
Well, we're trying our best to understand the spirit world, how it all works. You can help us by talking to us.
you can help us by talking to us, guiding us along this
We're going to
road.
continue down this path because we know there are other people's benches to come to. And they're not all suicides, some are just actually like benches for people, but there have been a handful of suicides down here and down the other side where we were before with the fire pit too. It's just one of them areas because it's remote.
Yeah.
There's this particular area has now been named Suicide Forest because of the handful of people that have been found here.
I'm going to turn the sound down on this just in case any names come through.
Might be related to people, might they? Don't want to upset people.
It's
the last thing we want to do.
Upset people because, like I said last time,
We deal with it sensitively, don't we? This kind of thing.
I'm not here to.
Basically, if people want to come through and speak to us now, they can do because we've got the equipment here.
With a message that we want to give out, yeah, great. But I'm not here for, for gory details and just, I'm just interested if people are still here, why they're still near, if they need help,
Anyway, we'll see if we pick up any mist or orbs like we picked the mist.
You are valued.
You are valued. Probably because of the way that we speak to people that have passed away, like especially suicides.
You are valued, brother.
Brother.
Well,
there were brothers up there, that first bench.
We were talking about that, weren't we?
Yeah.
Brothers, yeah.
And maybe it is them maybe that was the mist we picked up that day when we came down here when the lady's dog wouldn't come up and it ran off the opposite way.
Yeah.
And she went after it and said, I don't know why it's doing that because it... Yeah, and then we said, switch the camera on, it might be something paranormal, and then we did catch a mist, didn't we? But it was on your phone, your old phone.
Yeah, it was... Oh, yeah, it was on my little flip-up one.
Oh my God, a little flip... Andy's little flip-up phone.
Is this the one for me?
Go on.
Flashing?
Yeah, probably. Well, you were before, weren't you, when you was talking about your label? Your famous... Is it autographed by M&S label?
Well, you should know.
See, I'd be flashing Primark.
You should know.
There's only me and your mother. Go on, say it. There's only me and your mother ever bought you underwear.
Is it me? But this is one for all the men who aren't single. Do men ever go in a shop and buy underwear? Because I can honestly say I don't think in the whole of my 59, nearly 60 years, I've never bought underwear for myself. I've bought socks, but I've never bought boxers or underpants in my whole life. Because before you're married, your mother buys them for you. And then when you're married, your wife buys them. I've never ever bought underpants. Now, can somebody comment on that? Or is it just me? I'm just strange and born idle.
Alright, and
anyway,
talking aside, we'll get on and bring forward the Trust the Woman. Yeah, well, you know what? That's somebody having a sense of humour, isn't it? Trust a woman. Trust the woman.
Trust the woman.
It's being trust the woman to buy your shorts and stuff, innit? That's somebody having a laugh.
That's woman.
See, this is what I mean about spirit. They will have a sense of humour and have a laugh. They'll come forward and they'll want to join in. It's not all scary stuff and it's not all running away. And it's not all morbid and depressing. Got to give them a chance to have a bit of banter and a laugh as well.
The idea of doing this stuff was not to give away personal details.
So you've got to pick up the thread and roll with it. So it's like... So do you think that men need women in order to survive? There'll be probably a female ghost there. So there's another bench. Look, these benches are really in serious disrepair now. Used to be able to sit on these and everything. I'll not film names because that isn't fair. Damage. Did I say damage?
Damage.
Seriously, just have a look if that's a lady's name on there. Don't read it out. Just see if it's female.
No.
Well, there is another one below it, so perhaps one of them could be... Yeah, well, they are badly damaged. I think somebody's been ripping them up for firewood. I mean, alright, they're rotting to some extent, but I think there's some planks of wood's been took for firewood, don't you think? They need this council needs to get its act together, innit? Or as long as we're under this Labour government. Don't get me started now on a political rant. It's like 4:30 in the morning and I ain't going there. I always rant at 4:30 in the morning on the way to work with Danny. Anyway, so Yeah, don't get me started on that. We need Boris Johnson and we need Donald Trump to get his ass over here and sort things out. But don't get me started on all that right now. We're still doing the paranormal.
I need some.
But if anybody on the spirit side agrees with me, they're welcome to come forward and air their opinions.
That's the second. It said you are valued and you are loved.
Oh, really? Maybe it's because the last time we came down here, we did the paranormal. We treated it really sensitively with the respect, didn't we?
The good thing was,
we asked those spirits, do they want to come forward and talk? Do they need help?
Well, I mean,
you know, we didn't.
Because.
Well, I thought we were quite approached suicide in quite a dignified manner, really.
Yeah. I did worry about it. But,
yeah, because you don't want to upset the people that are related to them that are still here. That's why.
The amount of people who I've spoke to who watched that and said the way we dealt with it was so. They liked the way we dealt with it. Yeah, I mean, it is a difficult thing to talk about. Feathers. But when you've...
I don't think it's a subject to be ignored. So many people suffer with losing someone this way that I think it's a subject that ought to be, brought into conversation now and then. No, all right, you and I trained as Samaritans and did that for 4 years, so we're well versed in it all. But a lot of people don't really want to bring the subject up, I think, because they're frightened of upsetting other people involved.
Yeah, and it's...
But at the same time, if spirit people have passed over in that manner, and perhaps they want to give some message back to their loved ones, like, I'm sorry it had to be this way, but, I'm okay, I'm where I'm supposed to be, I can watch over you all, something comforting like that for the remaining relatives. I think if they can have an opportunity to do that with this kind of equipment, then we can at least help in that way, can't we?
I've witnessed it from both ends of the spectrum. I've witnessed somebody ending their life in a horrendous way, and I've been at that point myself, so I understand. I understand that, so I'm not going to make light of it. I'm not going to be disrespectful about it. People try and hide and make out it does happen, and it's sad that a lot of young people are drawn to that point nowadays. And yeah, I do blame a lot of online sites and things like that, and I think these online sites should be stopped, punished and fined, but we always try to do whatever we do. We'll always try and do whatever we do in the paranormal stuff. We'll always try and do it with a bit of respect,
Yeah.
I don't agree with you need to stir it up a bit, and I think that's wrong. Yeah, you can be frustrated when you're not getting anything through, but it's life, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
And I don't agree with all this mouthing off and swearing at people just to get a reaction. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
But I find on this particular path, it's always active back there at the first bench with the first tree, which the two names were attached to.
Yeah, I think possibly because it's two brothers and it's very strong, and maybe they don't want to leave that area because they don't want to leave the siblings. I get that, but people always find, you see, depending on what religion you are, where you come from, what your background is, what your upbringing was, is how it's dealt with, Yeah, and it's sometimes hard to move on because you don't want to move on because you're afraid.
What was that comes through then?
Plan.
Well, they're planning to take the lives, aren't they?
Plan. Yeah.
So people would plan, really. I think a lot of suicides are very well planned out beforehand. Then in order that someone won't come along and stop them from doing it. That's why. I thought I heard horses' hooves before, to be honest, but I didn't say anything.
You know, like...
Yeah, but I more
like
felt... Yeah, I heard it. I felt it before.
No.
The headless horseman is up on the top seat, and though he doesn't come down here, it's too late for him now anyway.
I'm pretty sure there was an incident down here where it wasn't somebody who took their own life. Somebody was...
I was religious.
Somebody was horse riding down here, and I think they caught a tree.
Oh, really?
Right. I think they died.
Yeah.
I think on
this stretch.
It was on this stretch.
We'll have to look if there's a wreath of flowers anywhere or something. I heard it before, you know, back there.
Yeah.
I heard it before when you was talking, but I didn't say anything.
It was like...
Maybe we picked it up on camera. When we watch it back, we'll have a look. But I definitely heard before, like, it sounded like thunder of horses' hooves.
Yeah,
but I didn't think, because I thought, all right, maybe it's some early morning riders coming down here. It's just one of those forests. There's little bits of everything going on here, and there's little elements to this and that. And I dare say there's a lot of fairies dancing around as well for those people that like the elf and fairy stuff.
But for us, we both heard the horse.
I heard it.
You saw the figure, and I saw something go past that tree, and it wasn't like, oh God, it just the way you were stood, because I tried to go back into the same position and tried to work out what it was, and I couldn't work out it. I don't know, it was a strange thing, but it was like something was trying to get us off the path, you know, trying to get...
Determined.
Yeah, I am determined. Yeah, but it was trying to get us off the path. It was a strange thing, yeah. But
Okay guys, so thank you very much for watching, and please like and subscribe if you like our videos.
cheers.
It was part Dogman and part Paranormal. So this is from Rivington Hall Barn, the lower barn, and the Rivington Hall Barn higher barn is the place where they do the kick-ass Halloween parties every year. So I'll give them a bit of a plug. The Rivington Hall Barn behind us does great coffees and afternoon teas, sandwiches, that kind of thing during the day. And the other barn does the evening stuff, the parties and the theme nights and all that. So thank you very much for coming along with us once again, and take care everybody, and thank you for those people that do subscribe and watch every single thing that we put on. We really do appreciate it. See you all very soon, and take care.